Okay, all hands on deck, I guess that's gonna be here. So I'll call the meeting together at 2 o'clock of the Polk County Safety and Highway Committee. Order of business. We'll, call for approval of the agenda as presented. Everybody got an agenda or need any or?
I didn't, I gotta get,
Okay.
thanks, Steve.
You got one too, Steve?
I will now.
Okay.
Thank you. I was looking. Approve the agenda.
Okay, motion by. Oh, did she step out?
Yeah, Kim over there is taking notes.
Oh, okay. You ready there, Madam Clerk?
I am. I
Okay.
just don't know who everyone is. I might need some help, but I don't know.
Okay. Motion by Supervisor Rowley. Second. Second by Supervisor Demling. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Approval of the minutes of the October 6th, 2020 meeting. And I think they were sent out in the mail. Any questions on the minutes as presented? Move for approval.
So move, Steve Warren.
Motion by
Second.
Supervisor Warrendall, second by Supervisor Demling. All in favor is aye.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimous. Public comments. Did you guys on the trails have anything under, like you, we could do it under public comments?
No, I was gonna, not really.
You're on the agenda later on. So hearing none, Madam Clerk, you didn't have anything under public comment?
Does not appear public comments for submitted.
Okay. Receipt information, Administrator Netherland, Madam Clerk, have you got an update now officially? What's the condition on Vince?
Yeah, yes, Mr. Chairman, I am here, if you can hear me.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you. We had a report. Are you upstairs, Vince?
No, I am at home at this point, working remotely, but I hope to be back to work very, very soon.
We're
So,
glad to hear that. We're glad to hear that unique word, work.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm able to work. I'm fine. I'm actually raring to get back. I've been busy today with conference calls and different discussions. So, but I can give you a brief little update related to the Public Safety Public Works Committee.
Good. Go ahead. You're on deck.
All right, let me just give you a quick comment on COVID. As you probably are aware, our cases are growing substantially. I think over the weekend we averaged a little over 30 per day. And, we kind of expected this growth, but it's a little bit alarming. So we want to make sure and reemphasize that the county is going to continue to enforce its and request that people wear masks, that we encourage people not to engage in large groups anywhere because that obviously increases your risk, and that we are going to keep enforcing our policies, like over in the courthouse and when you come in to fill out the survey to make sure you're not having those symptoms. I've met with the staff today, the senior staff, and we will be looking at some measures to beef up our kind of safety protocol, to maybe encourage more people or assign more people to work remotely and so on, so that the risk here in the county building will remain low. We've been very, very lucky and very good, I think, at keeping it out of this building. A few people have been in contact and contracted it, and that's, we expected that, but we want to keep that to a minimum. With related to that, you may have heard by now, we did postpone the orientation. I apologize for that, but we thought, why put multiple folks at an increased level of risk when we think we can do it in other ways, that what we were going to do Thursday night upcoming. So you'll get some more information on how we're going to do that. Regarding the budget, I'll say this. I want to emphasize to this group that we have created the Parks and Trails Department, which will be reporting through Rod Polk and Mo. And then also with that, we have that they'll be responsible mostly for the maintenance and the upkeep and some of those types of things. But also we have in environmental services, Ben Eifelt, who will be doing a lot of the planning and strategic work. He will also be available to the ATV, UTV ad hoc committee as a staff person who can help in different ways. So I have talked with Bob. We've talked about Ben, and he's raring to go and to help with that committee. Let's
Just while
see.
we're on that subject, this ATV, UTV committee, they had a meeting prior to this. And I mentioned something to them. I thought you had something, or there was something that you addressed in the budget about, was there some money put aside for improvement on uh, our forest recreation trails or trails in general? Do you
Well,
have anything in front of you?
Yeah, well, I can tell you that we do have a capital improvements plan for the parks and trails, where Bob Kazmierski originally did it, and now it's transferred over to Mo, where they have a plan to work on what trails need improved and parks and so on. So we have a budget for that. I don't have the number in my head. The other thing, though, I think what you're referring to. Um, What is it? It's the I'm sorry, say it again. What was it you were asking about specifically?
Well, I know you had a figure and there was some discussion about it on your budget presentation of some money
Oh,
that was put aside for,
yeah, exactly. Okay.
was it 15,000 or?
Well, the forester had requested 3,000 a year in his budget to uh, upgrade or to repair county forest roads. So, like when people go in and log places, they go like on roads and they tear them up and so on. He wanted a little money to keep those things functional so that trucks don't get damaged and so on. My recommendation was we're going to do it for this first year. We're not going to say it's a recurring expense yet because we want to see how it gets used. Once you put it in as a recurring thing, those things tend to grow and they tend to be if you don't use it one year, they say, hey, we'll move this over and spend it this way. So it's just a strategic thing on my part. Let's give the forestry area a chance, demonstrate how they're going to use it, show us some examples, and then next year we can look at whether or not that's going to be a recurring expense.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Apparently, Mo isn't going to be here. Do you know any information on that?
Let's see. I thought he was going to be here. So, STP project firm selections. You know what? I don't know that. Why don't I text him and see if he's available?
Were you present at the opening of the lime quarry bids?
I was not present at it, but I have seen those. Yes.
Could you give us an update on that? Joe and I were at the Farmington Town Board and annual meeting last night. They had a budget meeting and their annual meeting. And I believe there's quite affirmative discussion on that. And I believe you're going to be getting a copy of a resolution or letter signed by the Farmington Town Board in favor of keeping the lime quarry, how critical it is. Can you give us an update on that because we have a representative here?
I have this.
Point of order, I think that's something that's coming. I don't know that we should be publicly sharing that until it's at some sort of meeting level. I would think.
It's not on the agenda.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
I don't know. It just seems a little out of order for.
Actually, it is on the agenda for the General Government Committee because it was through that committee that approved or that recommended to the board prior to approval that we look at or put out a RFP. So we will be presenting that Thursday to the General Government Committee. All of you have received copies of the 3 bids.
I have not.
Well, they have been emailed and then mailed to each of you. If any of you don't have them, then I would suggest you go up and talk to Tammy and ask if she could print off another copy for you.
Yeah, because it was advertised, the bids was gonna be opened on the 28th, and that was last Wednesday. And I had several people call me, and I called up on Thursday, and I couldn't get any information. Mo wasn't in, and she said that he didn't have any information, and there wasn't, whoever is in second charge was out, and haven't been able to get any information since. I believe that was advertised as public information.
It is available. Like I said, the bids did open on the 28th. I was out of town until the 29th. And on the 29th, we emailed them to everyone and then mailed or put in the mailbox your hard copies.
I haven't gotten any.
I mean, either.
Supervisor Bonaprise, Mo is available via call-in. He's on the line if you need him. So anytime, I can unmute him and.
But I would agree with, I believe that was Mr. Warrendall, that this is something that should, not on the agenda, so should be discussed at the General Government Committee.
Yes, it is on the agenda for the General Government Committee.
Okay, that'll suffice that. Mo, as long as you're on the line, do you have anything else you wanted to address?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Just getting back to the.
It was done, so I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you. Last meeting, you guys had homework to do on the firm selection for the STP projects coming up.
Yeah.
Just want to give you an update on those. The County F rural project, the design for that, which we're paying for 100% locally from Amory to Deronda, that's going to JT Engineering. Now, the other 3 bridges that are 80-20 split in the federal program, these have been sent off to the state awaiting approval to move forward with these. But they came out as followed. The Church Road bridge there in Alden. Number 1 was Cooper. Second was SEH. Third was Ayers. On the County Road K bridge, number 1 was Ayers. Number 2 was Cooper. And number 3 was JT Engineering. County Road B up there in Atlas. Number 1 was Cooper. Number 2 was Ayers. And number 3 was JT. And those last 3 bridges then, once the state approves those, we'll start a third-party contract negotiation between the state, the county, and those engineers with that as soon as we get approval. So then moving on to projects, if you notice State Highway 35 in Dresser, the turn lane in the middle has been completed. The paving and painting on that's done. And then in your box, I will put the 2019 winter report from WisDOT on there so you guys can look and see how Polk County did maintaining our state highway systems. Crews did a great job there maintaining our cost per lane mile. Even though it was a bad winter, we still maintained our average on our cost per lane mile at $2,300 a lane mile. And so I'll put those in your box at a later date as I'm remoting in from my office here. So That's my update, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much and congratulations on the work that your crew does and how they finished in some of these projects. I had one more question. At the town of Farmington meeting last night, there's that project, water project on 30.
By Vic Anderson's,
And I believe there was a state, what was his name, Joe Kelsick?
they could not remember, but the
Rod
state of
McGee and-
transportation okayed the project to be done. They said that the ditch is full of silt and stuff that has to be pushed out into the field, so they don't have all that flooding down at Vic Anderson's.
Correct. That project is slated for the next week or so, waiting on locates, but that's still on our queue to finish this year.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. Thanks for the report. Moving
You bet.
on. Updates from the sheriff department, number 8, you're on deck, Sheriff Walk.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just going to keep this short today. As you know, we had a press conference last Thursday. We got the pleasure to announce that we had cracked a long overdue cold case. We had the double fatal hit and run back in 2014, that through the hard work and the perseverance of the deputies that I employ and working well with the tribal police, we were able to solve this case. So I can't tell you what a great moment for my office that was, and what a great moment for our community to put that behind us. So I'm excited to follow this through the courts. I'm excited that we are able to soon close that chapter. Honestly, I can't tell you how easy it is to be the sheriff when I have such fantastic staff over there. They make my job really easy.
So has the man been extradited yet?
He makes his appearance on Thursday.
Is he in our jail?
He's not in our jail yet, but he's coming over for his initial appearance. So that's a great win. On a sad note, we've had 5 fatalities last month in October. And that's a high number. One of those was a UTV. So it technically isn't a traffic fatality, but it occurred on the road. So I consider it certainly alarming. We had a pedestrian hit and killed. Gentleman ran out into Highway 8 to pick up a piece of scrap metal and was struck and killed. We had a lady traveling on Highway 87, went off the road, struck a tree, was killed. And then we had a lady strike 2 people in a minivan at an intersection and killed both those people. So that was over by Amory, by Maine's Crossing area, north of Amory, just northeast of Amory.
Yeah.
So the point of all this is, I know COVID catches a lot of people's attention, but we're up to 15 deaths on our highways this year. And that's an alarming number. So we focus a lot of attention, and we're going to continue to focus our attention on traffic safety in this county. The other problem is, as you know, there's never a dull moment in the methamphetamine world, and we're constantly hitting that. In fact, next month we'll be probably sharing some info on just how close to home this meth problem is. It's in our backyard. It's all around us. So we really focus and hit it hard. My investigative staff has largely been focused on that hit and run case for the last month. I had people that were living out of hotel rooms to get that case wrapped up. So because they were focused on that, means maybe we didn't hit the meth as hard, but that's just with the staff I have. That's how we got to go about our business. We focus on what the priorities are.
You sure deserve the biggest congratulations to your staff.
And like I say, it's a testament to the men and women who work in law enforcement in this county. They really do a great job.
Really heart-wrenching to see was the people at the tribal, how it affected them.
It was a great moment to be able to sit in the room when they got to hear the news that, we now know the answers. That was a great moment for everybody involved. So really thankful.
So the victims was 2 different families.
Right. Yep, the Cobanez family and the Juarez family. And so we produced this video a year ago. Well, it's a couple months process, but we hired a company to produce a video that would kind of capture the emotion of the community and capture the emotion of these families. You know, like I said in the press conference, I'm just a public official. When I talk, I'm a public official, but when you see that raw emotion from the family and how they've been impacted by an event like this, and this is a tragedy. This whole incident is a tragic incident.
You think maybe at some time you could show part of that video to the county board?
Absolutely, we could get each one of you a copy of that video. You know, like say, we hired a company. I split the bill with the tribal police, and I can't say enough thanks for their support and their resources as well. So we split the bill on producing that video. And the goal was to reignite that cold case, to get people talking, and that's truly what happened. The person who did it saw it on one of the news channels 10 months ago, and they started talking, and they told the wrong person, and that person started talking. The old adage, loose lips think ships. That's what happened here.
Well, the point of my request is, I think if county board people seen the families that were involved, you know, you pass so many things off, but when you see that heart-wrenching families with that kind of reaction, it makes you think, you know, somebody should do something, because this isn't right.
And any of us that go to a call like that, it sticks with you. When you see a case that severe, it gets personal. You know, you have an investment in your time and your emotion into seeing a case like that. So I can't tell you how rewarding it was to actually be one of the responding units that night, and to be able to sit and see the case get some closure is really rewarding. So very thankful.
It is. Thanks again.
All right, that's all I have. Any questions?
I don't have a question. I was walking out the door and my wife showed me this local news report. And it said, of the state of Wisconsin, the 6 northwest counties are the safest to live in. And Polk County and Washburn County were at the top of the list. I think that reflects on our sheriff's department.
Well, thank you. And I've said it many times, there's never been a better time to live in northwest Wisconsin.
Where was the car that was on the news and the picture today with the snowmobile on top of the car in Polk County?
That's the new kind of hood ornament we have here, I guess. Huh? That has grabbed a lot of attention, and I believe it was the state patrol that posted that. So
Where did that happen in Polk
it
County?
said it was down on 63.
That's what happens when snowmobiles go off the ditch into the highway.
Hey, we promote tourism here, right? We're gonna get those snowmobiles and
Well, thanks again. We certainly appreciate
Thank
it. Updates regarding the number 9, updates regarding the Polk County ATV, UTV ad hoc committee. I know you just had a meeting.
I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you
you want to
update.
make that report, Doug?
Yeah, we met today and most of our meeting was organizational and the direction we're gonna follow. And what we're working on, and I'm not sure we got completely through that step, but we were prioritize ideas in what we're gonna work on first, what we're second on. But some of the list includes a 25-mile loop up in Sterling that'll connect into the 7-mile that's there.
Would that join into Burnett County?
That's what they're talking about, that it could work to do that. Yes. And then we're working on connections of some state roads in the St. Croix Falls area to try on 87 to try and get so that we can get up to that ATV area in Sterling where the riders can get there. And then we're also talking some with Ben about mapping and what is open, what's not open, what can be done. And we'll proceed from there.
Okay. Doug, I wonder if maybe you could, Jay is the one that really initiated this.
Right.
And I wondered, he requested I give him a call with some updates afterwards. But maybe on this ATV, you could give Jay a call and at your convenience for both of you and discuss that.
Do that. Yeah.
Thank you. You guys have anything else?
Oh, that's good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Updates on the CJCC. Is anybody else on the phone on that?
I can just mention, I know Chad has the day off today, but with respect to CJCC, Don Wortham has been our interim director and has done an outstanding job and has set our goals and plans in place. We have put out feelers or accepting applications for the new CJCC director. And I'm happy to say we've got like 5 strong candidates, I think. And we're setting up the interviews with them and we'll be hiring them before the end of the year.
Well, that's a very encouraging and terrific update on that. Is there, the progress of that? Is there any graduation? Or I don't suppose you have the inside information on that, Dr. Vince.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have the details on those.
I've been to a couple of their graduation ceremonies. That's been very impressive. I hope things are progressing on that. Number 11, develop 2021 work plan. Vince, did you have any ideas on that, or can you tell me anything that you want to highlight?
Well, is Mo still on the line? I think.
That would pretty much be his.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Do you have any? I can't remember. We talked last week, I think, but did you have anything else to add on the 21 work plan?
Not offhand right now, Vince. No.
Okay.
All those projects that we took a bid on, Mo, they're all slated for 21, correct?
Repeat that again.
All those projects that we took the bid on F and all those, they're all slated for 21?
F is slated for 2024 for construction. The deck in Alden is 2021, 22. The K and the B bridge are 2023
Oh, okay.
for construction.
I can get hold of that. Number 12, review and possible recommendation of technical budget amendments. Anybody want to speak up on that? Vince or Mo or Tim or anybody? I don't think there's any amendments pending, is there, that we'd be involved with on the budget, Vince?
Well, I think if all of you are invited to look at those, what we called policy amendments or opportunities for you. When we submitted our budget, we offered, gosh, I don't know how many there were. There were a couple of dozen, I think, of things that I did not put in the budget, but yet I wanted you guys to have the option to say, hey, this is aligns with our policy. So I would just encourage all of you to take a look at those and feel free to let me know in advance what you're thinking of if you want. Otherwise, you can make, there'll be amendments there at the November 10th meeting where the board can say, hey, here are the things we want. Here are the items that we would agree not to do.
Doug, there wasn't anything in along the trail lines that you had any proposed amendments to? You're going to see how this works out with the forester and everything.
I don't think we had anything.
Okay. Well, hearing none, I don't know of any. I've researched that, and so we'll move on to 13. Identify subject matters for the next meeting. We'll have a trails update for sure.
Lime quarry.
Lime quarry would definitely be on the agenda. I suppose an update on highway projects would be on the agenda. Sheriff's report, pretty much what we went through. And I don't know of anything else. Any other suggestions from any supervisors or? Well, I think we got 30 minutes in and we can call for an adjourn. I'll move. Motion by Supervisor E. Warndall. Second by Supervisor Rowdy. All in favor of adjournment? Aye. And thanks for your having your meeting prior to ours. I appreciate that. You're gonna maybe schedule about the same